Today we are going to talk about the iPad Mini 2. By now you have had the iPad Mini 2 and the charger cord and cable sent to you. Use the directions in the attached user manual to set up the iPad Mini 2. The user manual guides you step by step on setting up the iPad Mini 2 for first use. In this video we are going to cover some basic functions of the iPad Mini 2 and how to use them. Press power in the upper right corner of the iPad to turn the iPad on. You're going to then press the home button once to show the passcode entry screen. Enter the passcode that you set up at setup of the and activation of the iPad. Once it accepts that passcode, the iPad will go to the home screen where installed apps are located. It should look like what you're seeing now. We are first going to talk about the app called Safari in the bottom left corner. I'm going to press that. And it's where you can search and surf the internet and websites. So you can search to a website by just entering the website address, for example, msn.com. You could either type it in and then hit go, or notice it's in the search results, just hit that option and it will go there. If you want to navigate to another page, you would simply choose that page under the address bar. To go back, you're going to go in the upper left corner and then choose back, or you could do the other arrow to go the other way. If I wanted to save this as a favorite, I could go ahead and I would just hit the square with the up arrow, choose add bookmark, and then save, and it would be saved. To access that same bookmark, you just choose bookmark and it would be there. You could also save the page by doing the plus sign. It's going to add it as a favorite up on top. Notice here too, it does show the bookmark page that you have all your bookmark addresses. The upper left right corner icon shows you all pages open, and it is a good idea to close the pages fairly often because they do take storage space and can keep running in the background. You're going to then just choose to swipe to the left to close that page. We're going to then just press the home button to return to the home screen. We're going to talk next about the App Store. It's the A with the circle around it. When you first access the App Store with your user ID and password, prior to that you would have had to set up a credit card on file. That's going to be where any purchased apps are charged to. There is free apps as well. If there is a charge, it will tell you up front. You'll also be asked to confirm to buy it, and if you have a passcode, it'll ask you to enter that as well. I'm going to talk about some of the categories in the App Store. Featured is just the featured apps by Apple that they're highlighting. Categories, you can search for a certain category. For example, you could search games, then cards, and you do see all, and it would show you all the categories. You could download Solitary, for example. If you want to download it, all you would do is hit Get, and then install, and it's going to download it to your home screen. If it's a paid app, you would be asked to confirm the purchase. Top Charts just shows the top apps in both paid and free apps in order of popularity in the App Store. If you see as an item number 1 here, there's a cloud with a down arrow. That is an app that you've already purchased with your Apple ID at some point, but is not installed on the device at this time. You can click the cloud to just go ahead and install it to this device. Once you purchase an app through your Apple ID, any compatible device can download that app as well for free. If it says open on an app, that's one that you actually have installed, such as Netflix here, and is able to be just opened from here or from the home screen. Purchased is apps you've purchased through your Apple ID, either on the iPad or that you've ever purchased. Updates, if there was updates pending here, they would be listed and they would just have the update section. You click update. If there is a lot of them, you just click update all. It's also going to tell you what updates were for that app. You may also have to accept some app permissions in order to go ahead and download that app. We're going to press the home button to return to the home screen, and notice that it is starting to download some of the apps that we chose. Here's Solitaire already downloaded. If you want to delete an app that you no longer need, let's say I didn't want that app anymore, you could just press and hold on that app till it shakes and has a little X by it. If there's no X by it, that is a system app that you cannot download, or delete I should say. But if it is one you do want to delete, just hit the X. You can either cancel it this time if you did it by accident, or you would just go ahead and hit delete. To return the apps to normal, you just press the home button one more time and it would be back to normal. If you have apps that are having trouble or aren't functioning quite right, you can try a restart of the iPad. How you do that is press and hold the home button for a while until you see slide to power off on the screen. You would then swipe from left to right, and that's going to go ahead and shut the iPad off completely down. Once the iPad is completely shut down, you can go ahead and restart it. An Apple icon will come up on the screen. It does take a bit to restart because it's going to be resetting the apps. Once it's returned to normal, you may have to enter your passcode to go ahead and access to the home screen again. We're going to talk about some other things you can do with the home button. You know, you can go back from the web or from an app by just pressing once. If you press twice quickly, it's going to show you anything running in the background, pages. You can just swipe and close those by swiping up, and that will get rid of the pages. It's a good idea to do that every so often because those running in the background do take battery as well. Press the home key again and it closes. If you press the power button and home button at the same time, it takes a screenshot of whatever is on the screen, like this, and it will actually save it to your photos. If you press and hold, you'll get Siri, which is Apple's voice-activated personal assistant. We'll talk a little more about Siri later, but basically you can use that to search the web, get weather, many things. I'll show you an example now. Siri, open gmail.com. Siri will then follow your instructions and do whatever you ask it to do, such as get Gmail. We'll talk a little more about Siri a little bit later in the video. Right now we're going to talk about another very important feature of the iPad, which is settings. Settings has many things that are useful. For example, Wi-Fi tells you any running networks and lists them. You can click on it or select it, and then it may also ask you to enter the network password, and it will connect you to the network. You can also use it to forget a network that you no longer use. Bluetooth connects you to Bluetooth-enabled devices. You may have to enable pairing on the device as well, or enter a passcode to pair it. It's going to search for any devices. You just click on that device and connect. Good idea to keep Bluetooth off when you're not using it because it does take storage space. Notifications, you can control what different apps are allowed to send you for notifications, the type, whether you want them or not. You can turn them on or off, or the type of app you want. Control Center is when you swipe from the bottom of the screen. There's a quick access to a few things like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc., brightness, and it allows you to control where you can access that. General is another very important tab. Tells you about your device, the name, the type of items on it. The capacity is how much it can hold after the operating system. Available is what's actually available now. The version number is the version of the operating system installed. I'm going to go back to General. Other one is software update. It's going to check if there's any available software updates or if you're up to date. If there's an available update, you just click install. It will run you through doing the update. You may need to enter your passcode when it starts back up. There are settings for controlling display and sound as well for various things. We're going to talk about wallpaper. Wallpaper allows you to customize your iPad a bit. You can choose camera roll or from the installed options such as stills. And you just choose one to set. You can then choose whether you want it on the lock screen, the home screen, or both. I'm going to do home screen. And it will update that on the iPad background for you. There's also a little more about Siri here, where you can customize Siri's voice. You can also enable Hey Siri, which basically allows you, without pressing the home button while the iPad is plugged in, to voice search. You do have to allow certain permissions to do that. Passcode, you can update or change your passcode. Battery tells you usage. Privacy allows you to control what certain apps can access on your iPad. The Siri voice assistant does require certain permissions to get to your calendar, your contacts, etc. iCloud, you would have probably set this up when you set up the iPad, but otherwise you can do it here with your Apple ID. iTunes and App Store allows you to customize certain apps and to be able to put restrictions or password requirements on them. For example, password setting can require when and how often you need to enter the password, and for free apps or paid apps or all apps. And then if we go back, there's one other I want to show you under General. Under Restrictions, you can customize password-controlled restrictions for the type of apps that you want to control content for, what they can access, ratings, many other things such as location, etc. And then we're just going to go out of there and then just go back to the home screen. This video just gave you a brief overview of using Safari to browse the internet, how to use the App Store, and use the Settings app on the iPad mini 2. Now go and enjoy your iPad and have some fun exploring the new iPad mini 2.